So we are going to do today waste part 2. This chapter deals with waste management. In this chapter we are going to talk about waste management of solid waste. Earlier, long back in your boards, you had in your geography, you had management of solid waste, liquid waste, gaseous waste, and you all are very lucky कि you all have now only those methods which are dealing with handling of solid waste. So when you start, so basically in this we are going to discuss that to get rid or to dispose of the solid waste, which all various methods do we have. Before we follow any method, the first step for waste management should be what? The first step for the waste management should be segregation. And kids, from board point of view, segregation is a very important question. Now, there is lot of waste lying around, which you have to decide what should I do. Should I burn it? Should I put it for recycling? Should I put it for decomposing? What do I do with it? But before that, you need to know in that heap of waste, what all waste is there. So what is the first thing you will do? You will segregate the waste into different category. Okay, whatever is biodegradable, you will remove it separately. Whatever can be recycled, you will remove it separately. Whatever is non-biodegradable, you will separate it. This is what we will do. So first step of waste management is segregation. Segregation means separating the waste into different category. Don't forget to use the word category in your answer. Separating the waste into different category is called as segregation. Whenever this question comes, what is segregation? Of course, first you should write your answer. The separating the waste into different category is called as segregation. Always this answer you should support with example. For example, biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste, wet waste, dry waste. These are the most common form of segregation. Now, what are the advantages of segregation? So earlier, before segregation, you had a big heap of waste which you had to handle. But once you segregated, now at a time you have to handle a very small quantity. Okay, this is biodegradable, let's put it for decomposing. Okay, this is recyclable, put it for the recycle process. Now you have very small quantity of the waste to handle. So first advantage is, once you segregate the waste, your volume of the waste will decrease to be handled at a time. Also, once segregated, then only I can take my further step. Should I burn it? Should I put it for decomposing? Should I put it for recycling? What further method should I follow to handle or treat this waste can be decided only once my waste is segregated. So, it helps us to decide further treatment. And just add few example of what further treatment. Means should you dump it? Should you decompose it? What further treatment will you follow with it? Segregation is separating the waste into different category. The most common example is biodegradable, non-biodegradable, dry waste, wet waste. The advantages of segregation is when you segregate the waste, your volume of waste which will be actually going to your landfill site means further will be reduced. And second, it will help us to decide what further method should I follow to handle it. How should I treat it further? In our country, in India, we have rag pickers. Hangar wale bolte hain na. They are doing a great service for us. They actually go in the heap of solid waste. Whatever can be recycled, they remove it from that. And they give it to the recycle companies. Whatever can be reused, they keep it for themselves. Don't you think indirectly they are serving the purpose of segregation for us? So that is the job which is actual service which is done by rag pickers for us. because they actually go in the solid heap of waste and remove the waste into different category. Now, so once your waste is segregated, now you have various method to handle it. So let's discuss which all methods we have to handle it. But the first step to waste management is segregation. So now kids, the first common method of waste handling is dumping. When I say dumping, there are two types of dumping. The first dumping is open dumping, and the second type of dumping is sanitary landfill dumping. They both are dumping only. Open dumping is the most common method of handling the waste. There are garbage vans which take waste in the dump yards. Dump yards are usually those low-lying regions which are away from human settlement. Waste is taken over there and it is dumped. Remember one thing, dump yard will be away from human settlement and usually they are low-lying regions. Now, this is a very simple method. It has certain advantage and lot of disadvantage. Advantage, very cheap, economical. Second advantage, no planning is needed. It doesn't need too much of planning. So two advantage, economical and not much planning needed. But it has lot of disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of this method? Wherever there are dump yard, that area gives out foul smell. So first of all, what were the advantage? Economical. This method was quite economical and it did not need much planning. However, this method has lot of disadvantage. The disadvantage is this method gives out foul smell. Also, where there are dump yard, those areas become breeding ground for flies, insects, mosquitoes, rodents, and they never come alone. They bring all the disease with them. That's a complementary with them. So they become breeding ground. Breeding ground for what? Flies, insects, mosquitoes, and they spread disease. In a dump yard, usually what garbage you dump, we have to burn it. If we would have not burnt waste so far, how many, you must have seen so far, Mount Everest se bhi bada mountain ban gaya hota. Because so much of waste is generated on daily basis from every house. So kids, this method causes lot of pollution. This method causes pollution because you have to burn this waste. There is no choice, you have to burn this waste. So this method causes lot of pollution. Also, in this method, what happens is when it rains, the dump yards are open. So when it rains, all that garbage which is lying around is carried away by rainwater, and ultimately that garbage that will enter in the nearby water body along with the rainwater. Also, that area it spoils the beauty of the landscape. Correct? So that is the disadvantage of open dumping. Foul smell, causes pollution, becomes a breeding ground for flies, insects, mosquitoes. With the rainwater, the waste gets spread everywhere and ultimately it enters the nearby water body and it spoils the beauty of the surrounding. But we have another type of dumping which is a very, very systematic dumping. Now what is that dumping called as? Sanitary landfill dumping. Let's say this is a sanitary landfill site. Now in this, waste is systematically compressed and packed. Let's compress and pack the waste so that we can have a better understanding of this method. Now waste is systematically packed and dumped. Now this waste is going to be covered with earth. Earth means soil. It's going to be covered with soil. If you will keep it covered with soil, at least flies, insects, mosquitoes all will not come. Now on top of this, we will do plantation. I will talk about the plantation also because that question also comes usually in exam. On top of it, we are doing plantation. But my first question is, why are we doing plantation? We are doing plantation because we don't want the soil which we have covered on the waste to be eroded. If the soil will be open, let's say there are no plants, don't you think the top soil which we have covered will get easily removed? So we want plantation so the roots of that tree, that plant will hold the soil. At least this soil which we have covered on top of this waste will not get removed. That is why we are doing plantation. Now can we grow any plant here? No. There are certain characteristics that plant should possess. A, that plant should be non-edible. Second, you should grow those plants whose nutrient requirement is less. Third, grow those plants which are drought resistant. You might not get enough water. Drought resistance. Grow those plants whose roots should not be penetrating deep. They should not be more than 30 centimeter deep. Grow those plants which are locally adaptable. Grow perennial plants. 6 main characteristics you need to know. Non-edible, low nutrient requirement, they should be locally adaptable, drought resistance, perennial, and root should not be more than 30 centimeter deep. And plus this plantation is going to be making that area look little better because there will be plantation. So this is what I have just right now described you only sanitary landfill site. Now I will talk about what happened to this waste. चलो sanitary landfill कैसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए, इसका मॉडल है. Now what will happen to the waste which we have dumped? So this waste which we have dumped will go through decomposition in 5 phases. The first phase is aerobic decomposition. Now when I say aerobic decomposition, it means the waste will start decomposing in the presence of oxygen. So in that process, all the oxygen will be used up and temperature will start rising. That is phase 1, aerobic decomposition. All the oxygen will be used up and temperature will start rising. This is what will happen to the waste in phase 1. Now phase 2, anaerobic decomposition. It means decomposition in the absence of oxygen. Now in this process, carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas will be released. That was phase 2. Phase 3. Phase 3, methanogenic activity. Methanogenic activity will be established. Now let me explain you this point in a simple language. Population of those bacteria which are going to produce methane gas, which are going to decompose and produce methane gas, population of that bacteria will be established. उसको हम लोग सिंपल लैंग्वेज में क्या बोलेंगे? methanogenic activity will be established. Phase 4, methanogenic activity will be stabilized. So phase 4 was activity is established. Phase 4 is activity is stabilized. Methanogenic activity will be stabilized. And last phase, all the organic matter will be depleted. Whatever is the organic matter in this will be depleted. So let me just give you a quick briefing of all the 5 phases. Aerobic decomposition, oxygen will be used up, temperature will start rising. Anaerobic decomposition in the absence of oxygen, hydrogen and carbon dioxide gas will be released. Methanogenic activity will be established. Methanogenic activity will be stabilized. All the organic matter will be depleted. This is what will happen to the waste which we have put in sanitary landfill, and these 5 phases a waste will go through. Now, since we have done 2 types of dumping, open dumping and sanitary landfill, let's compare both of them. That is a common question that can be asked in exam. How is open dumping better than sanitary landfill? Or how is sanitary landfill better than open dumping? See, open dumping is better than sanitary landfill only in 2 ways. It is cheap as compared to sanitary landfill. And it doesn't need planning like sanitary landfill. Economical and doesn't need planning. Sanitary landfill का दो ही disadvantage है. It is a bit expensive and it needs lot of planning. Okay, by the way, sorry, sanitary landfill also has one more disadvantage. In this process, methane gas is going to be released. That is why, and which if not handled properly can be dangerous. So you have to make sure that you handle methane gas very well. But sanitary landfill has lot of advantages. See, here there will be no flies because the ground is covered. No flies, no mosquitoes, no rodent. Secondly, you don't need to burn waste. You don't need to burn waste. This method is free from pollution. These are the three advantages of sanitary landfill over open dumping. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about municipal waste collection method. So we know very well in cities, the waste collection and management is done by municipal authorities. Let's just quickly have a understanding about how do they manage it. So they organize house to house waste collection system. From every building, waste is collected. Second, they try to keep stray animals away from it. They try to segregate the waste. Horticulture waste, industrial waste, biomedical waste, means whatever can be decomposed, that is horticulture, they will collect it separately. So whatever is toxic like biomedical and industrial, that will be collected separately. You guys must have not noticed, but I'll tell you, for the garbage van, for the different type of products are different. On many of the garbage vans, it will be written biomedical waste or industrial waste. Now suppose if there is some construction site where you have demolished a building, so the person who has demolished the building, the builder, will have to make sure that he connect with the municipal authorities and call for that van which is handling only the construction site waste. Okay, then the collected waste is segregated. What about the storage device? Storage device means dustbin. What type of storage device does municipal authority install? सबसे पहले the number of storage device depend upon the waste generated in that area. If waste generated is more, the storage devices in that area will be more. Secondly, the storage device should be covered. I know you must be wondering, Miss, on the road we see on the first day it is covered, after 2-3 days the dhakkan is gone. Yeah, because they have manual handling. Nobody wants to do manual handling. So third, the manual handling of that storage device should be avoided. That is why we prefer to have the one which has got paddle, or we prefer to have the one which has got that lid which is a little bit flipping like this. So we try to avoid manual handling of the storage device. Also, the storage device should be quite user friendly. It should be quite user friendly. So that is what the precaution they take while installing the storage device. And when I say storage device, all of you must have seen a lot of storage device of BMC on the road. Correct. Now what about the vehicle in which the waste is transported? The vehicle should be covered. It should not be exposed to environment. It should not be exposed to people. And finally, you all as a community, how can you all assist municipal authorities? Simple. Segregate the waste. That can be your contribution to manage that waste. Now further going, we are going to talk about the next method of solid waste management, and that method is called as composting. Now when I say composting, it is only with the organic waste. Composting is a method of waste management, but which waste? Organic. Composting is only for which waste? Organic. So all the organic waste is collected, and it is allowed to go through aerobic decomposition. Not anaerobic, aerobic decomposition. When that organic waste will go through aerobic decomposition, that organic waste will get converted into soil-like material called as compost. In short, manure to the farm. I repeat again, what is composting? It is a method of waste management in which organic waste is collected, allowed to go through aerobic decomposition, and in that process, the waste will get converted into compost. Many people practice this method in their houses. We have a flower pot. Whatever other vegetable, whatever is the kitchen waste, leftover food, kitchen vegetable peel, you just keep on putting in that pot. Okay? You see after few days what will happen to that waste. It will get converted into compost. So composting is a very common method which can be practiced only when we just manage it well so that you get good manure. Which is the cleanest city of India? Indore. Today Indore is practicing composting method which is called as Indore composting. You know what is the model of Indore composting method? So there is a pit in which they put alternate layer of all the organic waste. Now that organic waste, that layer of waste is turned regularly for 3 months. And then 1 month they leave it unturned. 3 months turn it regularly, 1 month leave it unturned. Total 4 months and then waste will be converted into compost. So Indore is 3 plus 1. Similar composting method is followed in Bangalore called as Bengaluru composting method. It's a Bangalore model of composting. In that they make a pit of 1 meter deep. They put all the alternate layer of vegetable waste and everything. 5 months they leave that waste unturned. Indore was 3 plus 1. 3 turned, 1 month unturned. Bangalore 5 months leave it unturned. After 5 months the waste will be converted into compost. So these are the 2 common composting method. Now, very important question from board point of view. What are the advantages of composting? If you will see this question, high probability of coming for exam because this has come almost every year. Definitely one of the school exams it will come or it will come in board. Very, very, very important. Advantages of composting. So advantages of composting, basically composting is nothing but a natural manure. So don't you think it is adding fertility to soil? It saves your money because you don't have to spend money on fertilizer now. It suppresses plant disease. It absorbs foul smell. It rejuvenates the soil. It will enhance water absorbing capacity of soil. If you add manure, वो soil का water absorbing capacity बढ़ जाएगा. So indirectly it is helping you in your production of the plants or farms. So that is composting. Then we have a very modern method of handling waste. Incineration. There are big incinerator plants where a lot of waste is fed in the incinerator machines. They are like furnaces where there is a very high control temperature and that waste is burned and turned into ash. Basically you burn, there are incinerator where you burn the waste. What will happen to that waste? It will turn into ash. This is called as incinerator. Advantages of incineration is when you burn waste, so much of waste will get converted into such a less quantity of ash. Can I say it will reduce volume of the waste? Second, in incinerator, all the toxic substance will also be burnt. It will kill all the toxicity from that waste. Whatever germs are there, whatever pathogens are there, everything will be burnt. But do you advise this method? It has a lot of disadvantages. It is expensive. Secondly, it causes pollution. It consumes high amount of energy. It is going to turn your waste into ash and ultimately you will have to dispose of ash also. So that is the problem of incinerator. So far we saw dumping, in which there were 2 types of dumping, open dumping, sanitary landfill. दोनों का advantage and disadvantage. Then we saw how municipal authorities are handling waste management in the urban areas. Then we spoke about composting where there was only advantage. Then there is incinerator who's got advantage, disadvantage both. And last we are going to talk about, when I talk about waste, how can I skip? 3R. Reduce, reuse, recycle. The famous 3R of favorite of everyone. 3R. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce the waste. Reduce means reduce the volume of the waste. So there are various ways by which you can reduce the volume of the waste. Now let me give you one example. Sometimes we are making products in such a way that maybe it generates more waste. Sometimes just change the process. Maybe by changing the process you can reduce the waste generation. Okay, I told you in the beginning we do segregation. Segregation reduces volume of the waste. Incinerator reduces volume of the waste. In liquid, though it is not there the part of the chapter, but you can always say this. In liquid waste, there is one machine, electrostatic precipitator. That will also help you to reduce the volume of the waste. So how can you reduce volume of the waste? Change the process or segregation, incinerator, electrostatic precipitator. These are various ways by which we can reduce volume of the waste. Second is reuse. Use the product again. For example, old newspapers can be used to cover your books. Old newspapers can be used to make shopping bags. You just have to make proper shape and stick them and make a shopping bags. Nowadays very fancy boutiques of like very big designers. They give shopping bags of newspaper. And we say, oh, wow, so cool, so nice. I mean, it's a good step. Correct? I mean, Bisleri bottles pe hole banao, you can use it to water the plants. Cold drink cans can be used as a pen holder. Old tires can be used to make chappals. I mean, these are the various examples of reuse. Okay. And then there is one waste which is generated from power plant. Fly ash. Do you know nowadays we are using fly ash as a substitute for cement. It's a waste. But we use it as a substitute for cement. Okay, you can use fly ash to make bricks. And nowadays many builders are using fly ash bricks. We don't get those red typical bricks nowadays. You see when the houses are under construction, you will see a lot of fly ash being used. There are so many low-lying areas on the road. To fill those low-lying areas, you can use fly ash. It's a waste which can be used. In fact, in Chandigarh, there is one garden. Nek Chand Garden. Of course, the person who made it is called as a Nek Chand Garden. This garden doesn't have flower. It's also called as rock garden. But it doesn't have rock either. This garden has all the things made like best out of waste. Like you will see a lot of statues made out of broken pieces of the bangles. Broken bottle में से कुछ बनाया होगा. A lot of can में से कुछ बनाया होगा. A lot of such things you will get to see here. Nek Chand Garden in Chandigarh, which is also called as Rock Garden. That's the best example of how he has reused everything to make it into a beautiful garden. And it's one of the good tourist attraction. Whenever you will see Chandigarh itinerary, Nek Chand Garden will be always there. So that is an example of reuse. We can use cloth bag. It can be reused again and again. Isn't that also example of reuse? Then we have recycle. Recycle means you make the old product go through some process and again make it go through some process to make a new product out of it. For example, the old discarded papers. First we make it go through a process and we get a fine pulp of the paper, and from that again we make new sheets of paper. Old wooden chips, you go through it process and you make paper out of it. When you crush sugar cane, you get bagasse. From that crushed bagasse, you can make cardboard. What do we do with plastic? 80% plastic in India is a recycled plastic. So basically when you want to recycle plastic, you have to melt the old plastic. Now when you melt old plastic, you know what happens? The polymer chains in that plastic break into smaller unit, making it more harmful than the original plastic. In fact, it is said that recycled plastic is more harmful than the original plastic. But yeah, that is also one example of recycle. Plastic to we recycle only. Do you know there is a problem with plastic? You can't burn. When you burn, it gives out harmful gases. If you recycle, it becomes more dangerous. It will not decompose. So there is only one way to get rid of plastic. Don't use plastic. That's the only solution. Don't use plastic. In fact, this was one of the time board question. Okay, why should we say no to plastic in a big bold alphabet? That's true. You can't burn it. You can't recycle it. I mean, you can, but it is more harmful. And it is non-biodegradable. Now, there is one Professor Vasudevan. Do you know he has made a road of plastic? So what he did is he took lot of plastic, like everything, Bisleri bottle, polythene bags, everything, and he got it shredded into very very small pieces. Okay, and he heated that shredded material at around 160 or 165 degrees Celsius temperature and created a molten, semi-molten material out of it, like पूरा उसको melt किया. Now he took bitumen. Bitumen क्या है? Binding material. Bitumen क्या करता है? जोड़ने का काम करता है. रोड पे भी डामर के साथ हम लोग वही यूज करते हैं. तो bitumen लिया and he heated bitumen also almost at 160 or 165 degrees Celsius temperature. Now both this molten material he mixed with each other. Within 45 to 60 seconds they both mixed so well that it got converted into oily greasy material. And now he made a road out of it. And it is successful. The technology of making plastic road is on his name. He has a patent right for it. This technology is registered on his patent right. In fact, the best part is, even if you want to make a small patch of plastic, road, you have to take lot of plastic. So much of plastic will be able to give you only small patch of road. So imagine so much of your plastic can be adjusted in this. You don't need any new machinery, just a shredding machine, which is not a new machinery. It doesn't cause pollution. In fact, the plastic road is found to be more resistant to cold and rain. In fact, one more thing, when you use bitumen with some other road material, you have to add more bitumen. But to bind plastic, you need less bitumen. So you save your raw material also. Learn at least 3 to 4 advantages of plastic road. You don't need to learn this technology, you should just know 3 to 4 advantages. And the name of the person who has done this plastic road. So that is the advantage of plastic road. Plastic road is said to be quite eco-friendly. In fact, Government of India has given instruction to all the road developers that they should use not completely plastic road, but yes, they should use some quantity of plastic while making road. Some quantity of plastic can be used. That has been instructed to most of the road developers recently. So that is your chapter number 2 of waste management.